All righty, welcome back to another Wisco Fanatics Tuesday evening. Jake, Tyler, Simon, and Brian, who are together because they are departing tomorrow to meet up with Jake so we can go to the draft this weekend. We're very excited. So, in preparation, it's been 6 weeks that we've been going through and doing positions of need for the Packers. And today we are on to the live mock draft show. So we're going to hit the intro, and then we are going to start with the full first round, and then we're going to do some specifically from the Packers. So we'll hit the intro, and we'll get going.
Welcome to another live episode of the Wisco Fanatics Show, where we discuss the Packers, Bucks, Brewers, Badgers football, and basketball from an optimistic perspective. Wisco Fanatics is brought to you by Cardboard Legacy, Wisconsin's most complete sports card shop. Buy, sell, grade, and consign all at their location in Oshkosh.
Alrighty, so we are going to use Pro Football Network's mock drafting tool site. So we're gonna do the first round like we do every year. We do a full first round. So we'll start and we'll go through the first round. Last year we had 4 right, and then I think we had 10 total that we were off by 1 spot. So I think we're all pretty in agreement that we know what the Titans are doing at 1, and they're taking Cam Ward. Any disagreements there?
No.
Okay.
That decision was made a month ago.
Yeah.
I think they came out today and said
They have a
we know we're taking someone at 1.
Yeah, well, when he made his freaking top wide receiver rankings and he had 2 Titans in there, I was like, okay. So okay.
The Browns are really interesting to me because I feel like they need a cheap quarterback on their roster so bad, but like pairing Abdul Carter with Myles Garrett would be pretty nasty too. And if you can just bring people
like they're going
defense,
as
really
much
need-
fun as I think Travis Hunter would be for them. Like it's probably Abdul Carter in my mind.
yeah.
It's probably Abdul Carter.
Okay, we'll go Abdul Carter at 3. I think Shedeur Sanders is going at 3.
I don't know about that. Honestly,
They're taking somebody from Colorado.
I think it would be Travis Hunter. But they don't really need they have Malik Neighbors, so it all depends where they put him at. But
That might be better for Hunter. He doesn't have to face number 1 corner then. If he's going to play two-way, getting a little bit easier matchup when he plays offense. So
That's a good point.
I'm okay with Travis Hunter.
I feel like they might have brought Shedeur Sanders in because they're interested, maybe because they have 2 first-round draft picks, right?
They have
Giants.
3.
Or maybe they could trade back in pretty
Everyone
easily.
has their
Yeah.
draft pick. This was like the first year
Okay.
that like nobody traded their draft picks. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
For like, I don't remember how many years.
Texans don't have a first-round draft pick because of the Browns.
The Browns have 2.
I don't know. They do too. Weird. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Everybody's got one.
So I think the smart thing would be I just don't know that they're going to draft Shedeur Sanders after bringing in Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston.
I mean, if you're gonna take in a player that's like polarizing, like Shedeur Sanders has been through this whole draft process, at least you're able to sit him this year.
Neighbors definitely is a baller. Afam said the Giants need Tom Coughlin back. Yeah, they need something. It's weird because
I think Travis Hunter
you can put Shedeur Sanders in that room, and you have the vanilla ice cream of Russell Wilson, and then you have crab legs with Jameis Winston. So you have 2 very different, personalities.
It's just, is Shedeur Sanders going to come there and be a baby about sitting?
I mean, he's going to be in New York, so he's going to sit for a little bit. And then, I don't think that there's a situation where they look at Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston and be like, yep, those guys are playing all 17 games for us if we draft a quarterback.
All right.
I don't know. I could see us where they would do that.
Afam loves Jameis.
Yeah,
I mean, we can do Travis Hunter. I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
If they're being smart, you take Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so the Giants are definitely going Sanders then.
Yeah. Then again, I will give
My
them.
thought is, though, think about this too, though, right? Their GM is on the hot seat, like hardcore. So if he takes Shadur Sanders and then he just sits the whole year, this guy is basically saying, all right, here's my job because we're not going to do anything this year. So if they're taking Shadur Sanders as the start, and if they're going to do that, why sign Winston and, Russell Wilson? So I just feel like you take Travis Hunter here and hope for a home run pick because he's one of the best prospects, and you hope that a veteran like Russell Wilson can buy you another year, and you hopefully get Jackson Dart in the second round or something, or trade back late into the first.
I think Jackson Dart's going to Pittsburgh, but we'll see.
In the
All right,
first.
Patriots at 4.
Ashton Genty.
I was thinking.
I mean that with all of my heart, dude. I mean that with all of my heart.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, they have Ramondre. I feel like they need
Not that he's like special, but
so. I'm friends with the
I don't
hardcore.
think Ramondre is the long term.
I just feel like a tackle here is the
yeah,
move
that's what I was
to me.
thinking.
They need to protect Drake May first, but I see where you're going, Jake. I don't disagree that Genty is an option because of Ramondre.
Yeah.
Ramondre doesn't scream like we don't need to draft somebody because we have Ramondre, because he had 7 fumbles last year.
Yeah.
I just, everybody always talks about protecting the quarterback, and I agree. But another way to protect the quarterback is to also have a guy you can hand the ball off to, and he gets you 5 yards and puts you in a good
True.
position.
I just don't know that they have the line to want to do a run game right now. They need offensive linemen bad.
Yeah, I think Will Campbell is the pick.
All right. I mean, I'm good with Will Campbell. He's a good player.
All right, pick number 5 for Jacksonville.
Ooh,
Another team that if they
Ashton
want
Genty. I'm not even joking.
I really like Ashton Genty to the Raiders at 6.
I think he's the best player on the board.
I
I think so too. I thought he was the best player on the board after
Yeah,
Trevor
same.
left to the Giants.
But look at if they're gonna they already got a suitable running back, or 2 of them, Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne. My thought is if you're gonna see what Trevor Lawrence can do, you got to protect the dude. Also,
I agree.
but they just got Brian Thomas Jr., who's a very good wide receiver.
Yep.
Their depth outside of that isn't that deep, So, do they go Armand Membao here?
I wouldn't mind Armin Membu.
Yeah. And Mason Graham, though, that is a need for them too, and he's so good.
Yeah, I don't hate Mason Graham or Armin Membu.
Yeah, I think you could see Jacksonville and Patriots swap basically picks here. Like if they would take Will Campbell if Will Campbell's there, but they'll take Mason Graham if Mason Graham is there.
I can see that as well.
Yeah.
So are we doing Graham or Membu?
Let's do Graham. Let's do Graham. I agree.
Can we lock in Ashton Genty at 6?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I go after.
1,000,000%.
The one team with a brain that's like, oh, we lost our good running back. We should probably replace him in the draft.
Jets, you might as well throw Armand on there. That's where I would go instantly, is Armand Membao for them, because they need a line.
They just drafted a tackle.
They need a lot. They need a lot. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
but if you're going to be, they have Justin Fields who's going to be he's going to run a lot. You need a strong offensive line for that, and Armand Membao would bring. Yeah, and he holds the ball. So
I'm with that. All right, we're on to the Panthers.
Scroll up a bit. There you go. Cornerback. They're not taking a center here.
What do you think about Tyler Warren?
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah, especially because Bryce. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Didn't they draft a tight end pretty high last year? Something Sanders or some shit. I forget his name. I'm not saying it would.
Oh, does he wear number 0?
I think so.
Jatavian Sanders. I think he was a
Yeah,
fourth
that's a
pick.
Jatavian Sanders.
So for me here, Bryce Young started to show something. They are aging a lot at wide receiver. I don't know that they go Ted McMillan here. It's possible.
Dude, Ted McMillan is going all over people's draft.
It's crazy. But, man, this one's tough. This is where it starts to get, interesting. But I could see Tyler Warren, too, because really Bryce Young did start to show stuff last year. And if you give him, an outlet like Tyler Warren, who can run block and catch and run, that might be an interesting pick for sure.
I would love Tyler Warren for Bryce Young.
My problem is they're so old at wide receivers.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and I say that because Adam Thielen. Who do they have other than Adam Thielen?
To be that,
they need a
Xavier
corner
Leggett.
too. They also need help.
started showing a little bit last year too,
Yeah.
near the end of the season.
And then they have what's his face, Terrence Marshall.
yeah,
right?
No, they got rid of him. I thought
Did they?
Terrace Marshall. I think
I thought they
he's
still have him.
somewhere else.
Michael said, I want to draft Genty in my keeper league. He would be a 2-year contract drafting at 10 overall. I mean, yeah, that's worth it. And yes, Jake and I will be at the Oshkosh Card Show on Sunday.
Yeah, Terrace Marshall went to the Eagles.
Oh, interesting.
But, I mean, they have Xavier Legette. Jatavion Sanders,
I think makes a lot of
so I don't
sense.
think that
If you're-
disqualifies them from drafting a tight end. I really
If
like the
you're-
idea of Tyler Warren for the Panthers.
Yeah, I think either one of them works.
Ted McMillan or yeah.
Because if you really want the to see how the Bryce Young thing goes out, you get him a weapon.
I think Ted
Tyler
would
Warren.
go really good on their team with because Coker's a smaller dude, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he is. He's not
Yeah.
a large dude.
And I like the idea of giving him a weapon that can block for him, too.
Yeah. So Ted can block too. So I'm good with either or here. Maybe Tyler Warren because he's consistently been high on people's boards where Ted has been all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm kind of considering Jalen Walker, to be honest with you,
That's not a bad one too.
I was looking at that too.
because they got rid of Brian Burns. They didn't want to pay him anymore. They kind of need a guy that could be an edge, also kind of a will linebacker.
Yeah, their defense was not.
Jalen Walker would be an interesting pick for the Panthers, man.
I'm good to roll with that. Because I don't think that, Tyler Warren
They
might
were-
take a year to develop in the NFL. Ted McMillan is kind of everywhere. I don't think they go Will Johnson here.
They were
I mean,
32nd in points allowed last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did just sign, well, they could go Will Johnson then.
And
Yeah,
they
they
let
just figured
they
the
let
corner.
they let Shaq Griffin walk too. They released
Oh.
it.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. They needed a corner, bro. Their corners are bad.
Well, what's his face isn't
They re-signed what's his name?
to a
JC
huge
Horn.
contract. JC Horn.
Yeah, but he also is injured a
He's
lot.
injured a lot.
He's gonna be the new Jair,
Dude,
bro.
pair him with Will Johnson though. That would be pretty. That could.
I'm okay with Will Johnson here. They're probably going corner here. I think.
Honestly, you could talk me into any one of those guys, and it kind of makes sense.
Clearly, we've talked ourselves into all of them.
Let's just go Will Johnson. Go Will
Let's go
Johnson.
Will Johnson.
See how the rest of the draft goes.
See, this is
See, I don't think Will Johnson in. I don't think he goes that early.
We'll see.
I don't either. But I'm
Oh.
okay with him being off the board before the Packers get to pick.
Well, this is where Shedeur Sanders is going.
I
He's
think
not going past 9.
I think that could be an interesting spot for him for sure. Shedeur
That sounds
here.
fun.
Yeah,
He's going
Yeah.
to the Saints.
All right.
He's got that flashy personality for New Orleans too. He might end up in prison down there, or he might do really good.
And they
Well,
could-
yeah.
I'm just
He'll be
kidding. He
wearing-
won't end up in prison. He's got too good of a support system.
He'll
But like,
still be wearing black and gold. So
yeah.
he seems
There
like
you
a
go.
hard worker.
Bears.
This is
Jackson Dart.
Tyler Warren. I think this is where Tyler Warren goes.
I don't think they're drafting a tight end.
I could see it.
If they-
Get him with get him on the field with Cole Kmet. I think that's a pretty good one-two punch.
If they're smart, they would take either Jalen Walker or Kelvin Banks Jr.
Kelvin Banks Jr. would be a great pick for them.
Yeah.
So I think Shamar Stewart would be a good pick for them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just feel it. I mean, they did add a lot to the offensive line this
They
offseason
added a center, a guard. They added a center and a guard.
and a tackle out of Kansas City, didn't they?
Tooney is a guard, I think.
He's a guard, yeah.
Would it be crazy for them to go wide receiver since they got rid
Yes.
of? That would be.
They got
crazy.
DJ Moore, Rome Odunze. Is Keenan
That's
now
it.
at the time?
Keenan Allen's a free agent. That's it. That's their wide receivers.
Allen's a free agent, but they signed Olamide Zacchaeus also. I don't
And
think
he's
they're
a good deep
drafting.
threat.
I don't think they're drafting
I
a
don't
wide
think they're
receiver
going
in the top
wide
10 2 years in a row.
I think Tyler Warren would be a fun piece for Ben Johnson, though.
They got to go running back or offensive line if they want
Calvin
to be.
Banks Jr. just
I
makes
think,
me
I think
me,
Kelvin
like-
Banks Jr. is the pick.
like because that would be like shoring up another tackle for them.
And protecting Caleb Williams to give him time to get the ball to DJ Moore and Rome Odunze
What do you think?
and Cole Kmet.
All right, let's do Kelvin Banks.
Like I said, I think you could talk me into like 4 or 5 guys right there.
Yeah.
And it makes
Keep her moving.
Keep her moving.
Jalen Walker here. I think that would be a
Yeah,
good pick.
that'd be.
That's like a San Francisco's
Yeah.
pick, and he can play. He's versatile, and I think
agree
they
with
would
that
be foaming at the mouth if they got Jalen Walker.
Yeah, gives them an option to kind of
with
pass the guard from Fred Warner.
in the field. I think that'd be
Yeah.
a really fun.
Fred
piece for
Warner
them.
and Jalen
Yeah, Fred
Walker,
Warner.
Ted McMillan here probably, but was what I'm thinking. But
Yeah, I can see that.
But do they draft Matthew Golden just because he's a Texas boy? Like, is that a Jerry Jones move?
I mean, I can see either one because if you
He's
have if
obsessed
you want a
with
speed
speed.
guy.
Yeah. Matthew Golden would probably go well with CeeDee Lamb.
I don't know,
I
but
think you would actually.
they were pretty bad at corner last year too. To be honest with you, they're pretty bad on defense overall.
Yeah, they were like 31st in points.
Yeah, but I mean, they paid Dak, so they're probably gonna want to give him weapons.
Yeah. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's pretty nice.
They could do Shamar Stewart here too. They do need an edge bad.
Who's left for O line? Because what's his name just retired. Just in general.
Josh Simmons.
No.
No, they're not drafting a
Oh,
center.
Rich.
Josh Simmons.
Yeah.
Probably the best offensive
You're looking
lineman.
for-
I'm kind of leaning
Josh-
Matthew Golden.
Shamar Stewart would be
What
interesting.
about Mike Green?
I think Stewart's gonna go before him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Shamar Stewart would be.
I think it's Stewart or Golden.
Let's go Golden. That sounds like a Cowboys draft pick right now.
I think I think Ted kind of makes sense too, though.
Yeah, he
Especially because CD is like he plays a lot of his slot stuff.
So I mean, they're gonna use Golden on the outside as a speed guy, anyways.
Yeah.
Does Tech go to Dolphins then? Because I mean, Tyreek
Oh,
is
Tyreek.
aging.
Yeah.
He's getting so old. I mean, he's
They
good,
have
but
so many needs that I don't know that they're going in the first round of the wide receiver. I think they're gonna pick a corner because they need to replace Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey's definitely getting traded. So yeah, I think
But
corner's
like
good.
Jade Barron.
that'd be a good pick. Yeah.
or Malachi Starks. Didn't they just lose John Holland or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's go to safety. See if we got-
Justin, no, the Cowboys haven't paid Parsons yet. He's gonna make like $45 million a year when he gets paid.
Be disgusting.
Yeah.
Dude, they're gonna sink so much money into like 3 players.
Yeah. All because it makes them money.
You
I
know?
actually agree with Justin. I can see Starks going to
Even Worry wouldn't be bad either.
Yeah. What do you think, Malachi Starks?
yeah, let's do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have Storm Duck starting at cornerback still, so you might want to go Jade, who's Jade is, for me, he's more versatile. He can play
Yeah, he can
safety and play
he can
cornerback.
both.
Yep.
I think he's a good piece in the secondary.
I like Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. I wanted him 10 picks later.
Yeah. We both.
Yeah, I would have taken him 10 picks later. Tyler Warren.
I was going to say, tight end would be a good pick here.
Yep.
He kind of feels like a Colt. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Feels like he's a Colt. Like boring uniform in college, boring uniform in the NFL.
Well, and you can give him you give Daniel Jones / Anthony Richardson somebody who can actually catch the ball like consistently. Not that Michael Pittman can't, but like the rest of their guys in their room are really inconsistent in my mind.
Yeah.
So Malachi Starks would be a fun pick here for them because it's just a tie to Atlanta and Georgia. They need a safety, but
You
I
pair
mean,
him with
I think
Jesse
it's an edge.
Bates.
Like it
Yeah.
always feels like the Falcons are looking for an edge guy.
yeah, so Shamar
Yeah.
Stewart would probably
Especially
be.
with Judon coming in last year and really not doing much.
Yeah, I like Shamar Stewart for them.
I
Yeah.
do too.
Our Michael Williams would be a pretty good pick for them
Yeah.
here too.
I think if Stewart's there at 15, I think they're taking him.
Think
Well,
so?
he's going to be there at 15.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I actually think that the
I think it's possible the Bears take him at 10.
I think it's possible. I think the Falcons are going to trade back.
Yeah.
I think they're going to
We're
collect.
going to
more
trade
picks.
back to Green Bay so we can take Tedero McMillan.
They might. either that or Mike Green, because I think Mike Green's going to go in the next couple picks here.
Yeah.
I could see Shamar Stewart and Mike Green going back to back here.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing.
Yeah, I would go Shamar Stewart here. Or Malachi. I think Malachi could be the pick there too for him. He's a more short thing and he's from Georgia. But
I
This
think
is-
Stewart fills a little
this
bit
is
more
a
of
D
need
tackle.
for him.
This is 1,000% a defensive tackle. They are horrible up the middle.
I don't
So
want
you
Derek
think-
Herman to go to them because I want him in Green Bay.
Well, we want a lot of these players in Green Bay, so we can only.
They're taking a defensive tackle, dude.
If they're going to take one, if you're sure on that, Jake, I would say Derek Harmon here because
They are freaking garbage up the middle, dude. And in that division, you got to be able to stop the run, dude. The Rams run a lot. The 49ers run a lot.
So
they're taking an edge.
Mike Greenberg or Malachi Starks here because they're looking to possibly get rid of
Trey
Hendrickson.
Yep.
So Mike Green is the more Malachi Starks is a Rwanda player, but Mike Green is the one that can rush the. He's going to come in and get sacks right away or should. So
yeah, I like Mike Green for them too.
Yeah.
Honestly, as much as I don't like to say this, I think this was where Ted McMillan would go.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. When we got to it, like when we were already at like the Cowboys pick, like that's where I could see the Packers trading up to try to get Ted Earl McMillan. Same with Miami.
If they're going to trade up, they're going to have to trade up ahead of Seahawks. So,
That's why I said like 15 to be a good range.
So Malachi Starks, Tampa would be a fun pick for them, I think.
Yeah, that'd be
sure.
fun.
Yeah, since they paid a safety, you have to get a young guy that can go next to him and learn from him.
Yep.
I agree with that. Broncos, interesting. Who do they have at tight end?
Who's the next running back on the board?
Hampton.
Yeah.
I could see them going that. What about wide receiver? I could see them go at Mecca, but
yeah, because Sutton's more of a wide, like a boundary guy.
Yeah, and they do need wide receiver, but I don't know. They really need running back too because Javonte Williams is just kind of falling off. But I know this sounds dumb, but sometimes I feel like teams get like bias of we just drafted a player from there that didn't pan out for us. Do they go Hampton there? And coming from the same college that their current one just came from.
Honestly, if they're looking at running backs, I could see them trading back.
Trading down, yeah.
I kind of think Emeka Egbuka is a good pick.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't like it for us. Okay, so you said it earlier. You feel pretty strongly Jackson Dart will go here. So
I'm pretty confident that Jackson Dart's going to Pittsburgh.
I can see it.
And Aaron Rodgers. I am strongly confident that Jackson Dart is going to Pittsburgh and he's going to play under Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, so Colson Loveland here.
Yes.
Michigan guy, Harbaugh.
Yes, and they need a tight end. Yes, 100%.
Okay, cool. Michael Williams to Green Bay. Next. I don't know. It's so weird because I'm starting to think like we might not pick up edge right away because with our new coach and our defensive line coach last year, so, like people like he was not good. And so I'm wondering if our new coach can get more out of LVN and Brenton Cox, who really started to come along. So.
Telling you, I told you guys this morning, I'm really feeling Walter Nolan, and I know I was the only one that fucked up. I'm really feeling Walter Nolan. He fits the bill for Green Bay, dude.
And
I could see it.
I was reading some things too that for their scheme that they're running for their interior guys, they like people that are more not necessarily big and bulky, but more quick and athletic. And that click on his thing real quick. He's just shy of 300 pounds, right? He's a little bit smaller. Yeah, 296, 6'3", is more athletic. Like I could see this. I could definitely see this. 21 years old, he's young.
I'll expand on this in a little bit too when we're done with the first round on the Packers top 30 visits. But Walter Nolan was in on a top 30 visit.
Oh, yeah, I have all the top 30 visits right here.
Yeah. All right, so Walter Nolan?
Yeah.
I really like Michael Williams here, but
can you scroll down? I want to see who. Oh, Nick Scorton would be like interesting.
I don't want to.
James Pierce is too small.
Michael. The reason I think Michael is because he's so good at run defense already, and he. Yeah. So although we might not need edge because
he's young too,
I feel like Walter Nolan though is going to get a lot of snaps right away,
right?
Because he's going to beat out,
Brooks and Wooden.
Yeah, exactly, Wooden and Brooks. So
and then Wyatt gets banged up so much, so he's going to get snaps, dude.
He's going to get a lot of snaps. For if we take Michael, Williams, he's not going to get a lot of snaps right away because he's going to have to jump Brenton Cox, jump LVN, jump
Inegbare,
Barre.
Rashawn Gary, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah.
I feel like they're going to go the safety here.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like they need a safety.
Amenawari.
Yeah, Amenawari.
So.
Yeah. Josh Simmons probably would be a good pick. I mean, they need everything alongside. Tyler Booker, in my opinion, would probably be the best pick here. Yeah, because like
if they traded Laramie Tunsil, I think they're going tackle.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But Josh Simmons, is he going to be ready to go right away? Isn't he injured? Or they might be willing to wait.
What was his thing? I forgot what his injury was.
I can't remember.
But I think he said he was good to go. Yeah, I mean, Gray Zabel could be an interesting pick here too. If we're strictly talking to offensive line.
I think Josh Simmons would probably be the pick because the tackle value is more than a guard. But Tyler Booker is a really good player.
I'm seeing a lot of people thinking that Josh Simmons could be a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He was like a top 10 player.
Yeah, if it wasn't for his injury. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do Josh Simmons. Makes sense.
Yeah. I'll go with Josh Simmons. Then I think Micah Williams would probably go here. They need edge. They need linebacker.
What about Campbell?
And Jahad Campbell.
I could see Campbell.
Yeah. I like Jahad Campbell for them too.
I do too.
Because they drafted Jared Verse as an edge last year.
Yeah, dude. They get Campbell. They might have a top 10 defense next year.
Dude, yeah.
What was that other dude they would draft last year? He had a pretty good year.
Braden Fiske.
Yeah.
Braden Fiske, yeah.
Dude, he's freaking good too. He's quick up front.
This Baltimore would be a good place for Tyler Booker.
Yeah.
I can see it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think they probably lean the Alabama guy, but
yeah, he's more of a mauler, more of a like run inside the tackles. You got Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson running behind you.
James Pierce.
You just want to get them the head case or the
Is
bad
he
locker?
I actually don't know.
I heard he's got a pretty bad attitude.
Oh.
He would fit in well in Detroit then.
He'd probably be good at playing on that turf though, which is
they like the smaller, your edge rusher.
Contact.
He's fast as hell too.
Mix him with Hutchinson.
Yeah.
God damn, that's a scary front four.
Yeah.
We should have scrolled all the way down and picked the worst player possible for them.
So this
quarterback.
Okay, this is where I'm going to say Michael Williams is off the board. He can't fall.
Yeah.
Yep.
They need a player like that. This is a fun team. They need a lot of stuff here.
They need a lot of stuff for how good they were last year.
I could see them going Luther Burden.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
I think Luther Burden would be
as
an
much
awesome
as I would
pick
hate
for
it
them.
because I love Luther Burden.
Yeah,
that would be a fun
so
pick for them.
offense. Yeah.
Let's see who else. Who's at? It says they need cornerback. Who's available at cornerback still?
I don't think you're seeing one.
Ooh.
Maybe Hairston or Revel. I don't like Trey.
Is Kenneth Grant still there? He should be, right?
He should be. Yeah.
Justin, I haven't seen anything about the Packers getting TJ Watt. I don't think that's a true rumor.
No. I don't think so.
David will definitely experiment with some trading down when we start doing some Packers only mocks. Darian said he's sold on defense being the first pick for the Packers. Very, very, very possibly. Yeah, Walter Nolan or Derek Harmon. Yeah.
Go to defensive tackle here quick.
Go to what?
Defensive tackle. I do think Kenneth Grant could be a pick here for them. Yeah, and then, but like you said, Luther Burden, they're not super deep at wide receiver, and that
right
would
now
be,
it's Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir.
Yeah,
dude, Burden would be a wreck.
I think Luther Burden. That's a fun
that would be a really exciting pick.
Yeah. Okay.
Gray Zabel?
Gray Zabel or possibly Kenneth Grant.
Yeah, they're taking an offensive lineman. I know that.
They did lose.
I definitely think they're going O-line.
Yeah, go Gray Zabel then. He's the best one for sure on there.
Josh Connerly wouldn't be bad either.
I think they're
Oh!
definitely going O-line. That totally screwed them in the Super Bowl.
Oh man, the Eagles could go anywhere and it'd be
Yeah. Honestly, Nick Scorton would be an interesting pick for them that they can move around, but
I can see them taking Connerly.
I could see them taking Connerly too.
yeah.
and Kenneth Grant. But they're up the middle. They're pretty strong already. But Donovan
I think it's
Ezraku would be a
probably
sick pick for them too.
Skirton or Connerly. And I would lean Connerly, honestly.
I would too. I think they're taking Connerly.
Connerly?
They know how to build a team. They build from the trenches out.
Yeah.
All right. There is our first rounder.
Why is it only showing one pick?
Because that's the only pick that we made.
Hey, we did it.
So that's the only pick we got correct.
Yeah.
Screenshot that so we can see how many we get right.
I wrote it all down, so I will see how many we all get right. You guys will be there on Thursday. I will be watching at home, so
Oh, dude,
I will keep track of how many we get right.
Cannot wait.
All right, time to do what we care about, the Packers.
Yes. Okay, Green Bay.
Also, the Bucks are only down 5 points right now.
How much
Okay.
time's left in that game?
Less than 4 minutes.
So about 30 minutes in real person time.
Yeah.
All right,
Wow.
so let's just do a normal one. We'll do a fast one.
We're not trading or nothing here.
Let's just do a regular one first, and just kind of see what happens. So I'm just gonna turn. I should have turned trades off.
Holy.
Okay. So in this one,
Wow.
Derek Harmon's available. Josh Simmons is available. Jahad Campbell's available.
Oh, look at this mock draft has Walter Nolan going ahead of us.
Yeah.
That'd be a good pick for the Steelers, actually. I could see that happening.
Hey, look at that. They had our
We got,
first.
5 out of 6 of the top 6.
Oh,
They have Tyler Warren going to the Bears. I don't want that to happen.
I don't care.
Should do Sanders to the Colts. Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
could you
that's-
imagine?
that would be a shit show, dude.
Anthony Richardson was the man to trade that day.
Fire.
There'd be 3 bust quarterbacks on one roster.
Oh man.
Anyways,
Oh man. I think Derek Harmon's the easy pick here.
so this could be the
Yeah.
draft where we're gonna take the defensive tackle because they fell to us. So I think
Yep.
this would be fine to go with Derek Harmon.
Oof.
Oh, Azrae Thomas right before us. That sucks.
Fuck that.
Oh! Holy
Okay, so
crap. Dame
now
just hit a
we-
bomb, dude. It's a 2-point game.
Damn.
I apologize. This shit's getting real.
We just take Kenneth Grant here and just tell no one's gonna run on
my
us.
God.
I was thinking it.
Imagine.
Just double dip with Kenneth Grant and Derek
Dude, I
Harmon.
don't hate it.
That would be sweet.
Oh, so what's available at? Are you serious? Come
Is that what
on,
he
now. He did that.
Hell yeah. Double dipping a defensive tackle. I'm in. Why do they keep wanting to give us next year's shit?
Okay.
Oh, man.
Triple dip. Smart
Our
turn.
turn. Io Manor would be interesting here. Who's available at cornerback?
Probably lots of guys that we like. Dorian Strong.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Oh, yeah.
Denzel Burke.
Noel
would be
Williams.
mad at
Like-
it. Noel
I
Williams.
like
There's
Noel
tons of
Williams.
guys that we liked here still. Like even down to Kobe Bryant.
What about at wide receiver?
Torrey Horton. Xavier Restrepo. Torrey Horton I would be interested in here. He visited with the Packers also.
Yeah, you did.
I like Io Manor a lot. I think he's just
I look at my wide receivers. I think I had Horton slightly ahead of Aomanor. So I had Torrey Horton at 8, and I have Aomanor at 11. I can pull up our consensus also.
I like Aoman or more. That's the guy that I wrote down. I think that was Simon covered him, and I said that this guy feels like a Packer.
yeah.
Alrighty, we can do Aomanor.
I don't think there's any chance to do those 2 defensive tackles, but that'd be fun. Go cornerback again. Because now we've kind of forgot about
Kobe
that.
Bryant?
I do like Tommy Hill a lot too. But
I like Kobe Bryant a lot. I think he was in my top 10 actually.
I like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
I think he's good value in the third round.
I agree. Well, that was fourth round even.
Yeah, we got him
Yeah,
fourth.
you're right. Yeah, fourth round. My bad.
What's that edge? We never took an edge.
I think Derek Carmen can be used at edge, in my opinion.
What's that? What about
Jared Ivey, he met with the Packers too, I think, actually.
what about at offensive line?
Jared Ivey. I thought Jared Ivey met with the Packers. I guess I don't
No,
know.
I don't think so.
Oh, fuck.
What else did you say?
Offensive line.
Jalen Rivers, Jack Nelson.
What about
Caleb Rogers.
what about
You see that
Josh
sweet
Gray?
play? You see
Josh
that sweet play by Caleb Rogers where he came across to just smoke this linebacker?
go back to guard? I really liked.
Joshua
Wait,
Gray, interesting.
I think it was Clay Webb. I like quite a bit.
I don't hate Clay Webb. I don't hate Luke Kandra or Willie
What's
Lampson.
that center?
Everybody.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
pretty much everyone.
You could probably. I don't think we need to draft one.
They
for
brought in a center, didn't they?
There was one center,
I forget who they brought in.
Jacob Byer,
Yeah, from Arkansas State. But I think he's way down there.
right there.
Yeah,
He's probably an
he would be like,
probably an
they
undrafted.
were interested in you in undrafted free agent.
They're like, you're gonna learn how to long snap, buddy.
I feel like you could see a center go here.
I like Joshua Gray, honestly.
I could see a guard.
What about what's that linebacker?
Linebacker. Jack Kaiser, Jamon Dumas Johnson, Jay Higgins,
Ooh,
Jeffrey Bossa is still available. Lindenberg.
there's another Kobe.
I like Jay Higgins.
I'm fine. I think offensive line is probably the pick here.
Yeah,
Darian said I like Jaden Higgins and Jalen Royals as the wide receivers we get, hopefully.
I don't like
Yeah.
Jalen Royals that much.
I like
That'd be
Jalen Royals. I wouldn't want them to draft him early.
Third round, I'm fine with. Go with that offense lineman,
Joshua Gray.
Joshua Gray. I do think we're going to take an interior.
I agree. Oh, damn. Jared Ivey went 2 picks before.
Damn.
So we have a corner. We have 2 D-line. We have a wide receiver. We have an offensive lineman.
What about tight end?
I was thinking that too. They brought in a guy who.
Because we kind of need. Well, we just re-signed. What's his face?
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
I thought they brought in a tight end too, Simon. I thought you were right.
I thought they did. I guess from what I saw, no.
Go back to cornerback quick. They might double dip there.
Oh, Jay Higgins is still available. Jalen Smith. Mello
Oh,
Dotson. Take
Dotson,
both
right?
corners from Kansas.
Then we would have the cool name quarters. Yeah.
Right? Jay Higgins here would be really good. I like that.
Okay.
Get a linebacker.
I do feel like we need to work on getting Isaiah McDuffie off the field more. I don't think he adds
I
much.
like him as our backup linebacker. Just not. I don't love him as a starter.
So this is our last pick. What's there at quarterback?
This is our second last pick. We have 2 7th rounders.
We have two
Okay.
seventh.
We have 237 and 250.
What's that quarterback?
Quarterback. They could probably Taylor Elgersma they've had in today, actually, I think, or today or
They're
yesterday.
going to get him. That guy ain't getting drafted.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be the guy they bring in on draft.
He had a thing in San Diego too, or
Oh.
LA.
What about wide receiver if we double dipped? Elijah Badger?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, Will Shepard. I liked Will Shepard. Jerwan Newton. Jimray DK. I could see Jimray DK actually.
Oh, that's how you read his name.
He's fast.
Jamal Pritchett.
Moose Muhammad. I just like his name.
That actually might be his kid. That might actually be Muhsin Muhammad's kid.
Huh.
But I mean, out of the guys available, Elijah Badger, like you said, Will Shepard, Chimere Dike, Jerwan Newton.
LeJohntay Wester.
Did we double dip at cornerback or did we just look?
We just looked. Jason Marshall, they brought him in for a visit. I could absolutely 1,000% see that being the pick.
Okay.
Let's do it.
And who's at center? Anyone here?
You're at 250. Offense center.
No.
You like Hawks?
Why do you like that guy, Simon?
Strictly for the name, bro.
I feel
Hey,
you.
stop. Jake, go back to centers.
Ooh,
Jake,
Cooper
can you
Mays.
go back to centers? Can you say 302 for us, please?
No.
Yes, it does start with no.
No
I'm still sounding it out.
Suck it.
Tulafono.
Nope.
Tufafia
No
Tulafono.
Tulafano. Suck it.
Yeah.
My Samoan name pronunciations are on point.
Tulafano was stuck in freaking Wyoming, dude. That makes zero sense.
I thought that's how you said phone in Spanish.
The only center they brought in was Jacob Beyer, who is still way down here. So he's
I just told you to go back so I could try to get Jake to say that name.
You son of a bitch.
Cooper Mays.
Cooper Mays, Addison West, Connor Colby.
Connor Colby, we got to take the hair. We got to take the hair.
Oh, the hair.
There.
He's got the mullet. Actually, I like.
I want to
Cooper
know
Mays, too.
which out of these guys are multiple positions.
You take big trust.
Yeah. Big trust.
God, I hate you for that. Cooper Mays has played center. Actually, all of his snaps in college were at center.
Yeah.
We picked Joshua Gray, so we already picked a guard, I guess, so maybe a tackle.
Oh, yeah, depth tackle.
John Williams they had in for a visit, I believe, from Cincinnati. Yep, John Williams. I think John Williams might be the pick there.
Let's do it.
All right. So, yes, Bryant, I agree. They're probably not double dipping at D tackle. I also don't think Kenneth Grant is going to be there at 54.
Yeah. I don't think so either. I would not, if that was literally the way the first two played out, I would be like, I wouldn't hate it. I'd be like, well, we didn't get some of our needs, but
Okay.
interior line is no longer a need.
let's okay. Let me just throw something out here quick because this is on the top 30 subject. So last year, 11 out of the Packers' 30 top 30 visits ended up on the roster, whether they were drafted or through undrafted free agency. Of their top 30 visits, 6 of them are offensive linemen, 4 of them were linebackers, and 6 of them were safeties. So that's 16 of their top 30 visits were used on the picks that their first 4 picks were.
Yeah.
So they went O-line, linebacker, safety. Then they went running back, linebacker, safety. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 top 6 first 4 round picks. And of those 6 picks, 16 of them were positions that they picked 5 out of those 6. So this year, they've brought in a ton of wide receivers. They've brought in a decent amount of corners. They brought in a lot of offensive linemen, which they always do. 1 corner. So out of these picks, like they've brought in a bunch of D linemen. I think their first probably 3 picks are going to be wide receiver, cornerback, and defensive lineman. So there wouldn't shock me if they went 2 D linemen if Kenneth Grant is, say, available at 54.
Yeah. Let's do another one where it's just 5 rounds and we'll pick something other than defensive tackle.
Yeah.
So either wide receiver, cornerback, or edge, which are our next big needs. Do it 5 rounds because then once we get to 6, 7, we know the names, but we're not real. Like at least me, I'm not real familiar with
the
all.
Packers are just gonna do whatever the hell they want in the last couple rounds, anyways.
Yeah, it'll be people you never heard of.
It's gonna be guys from their top 30 list.
Likely, yes. That fell there.
Get rid of this.
So
Okay.
we'll see what best one is available at 23 out of wide receiver, cornerback, and edge here.
So this one,
Can you?
I hope. I mean, Will Johnson at 5 seems crazy to me, but
Well, I can't see it.
Yeah,
so-
you got to display it. We can't see nothing.
oh, sorry. So this one, top 4 stayed the same. Will Johnson went to 5, which is crazy to me, but it is what it is. Kelvin Banks, that makes sense to the Bears. The
Yeah, we'll
Broncos
trade it
trading
up.
up to Tataroa is interesting. Shamar Stewart to the Cowboys makes sense. Loveland to the Dolphins makes sense. Shadur Sanders again to the Colts is still weird, but Walker to the Falcons makes sense. Golden, Harmon, those all make sense. These make sense. So, I mean, do the Packers go like Hameka Egbuka? Do we go Walter Nolan again?
Well, we wanted to go away from defensive tackle this time, right? So
Yeah. So, I mean, do we go Egbuka? I mean, Luther Burden?
who's cornerbacks and edge available?
Trey Amos?
Nope.
I've seen that people think the Packers really like Maxwell Harrison.
Yeah, I've seen that as a possibility as well.
Super athletic.
See, now, I would say let's put a pin in that because I think the Packers could trade back to
Okay.
take Maxwell Harrison.
Okay. What about edge?
Just got kicked for whatever reason, so my bad.
They didn't crash out.
Do you think the Packers would go James Pierce or
They brought him in. So I think it's possible. I would rather take Pierce than Skirton because they didn't bring Skirton in for an interview for a top
what about
30.
Donovan Ezeraku?
He was not a top 30 visit either.
I know, but do they need to do a top 30 visit with someone that your defensive coordinator just coached?
Good point.
I mean, your GM and head coach probably still want to meet with him.
Yeah.
You have 30 visits and 8 picks.
I don't know. I feel like D coordinator would have more say in defense.
And I also feel like James
Floor's kind of hands off with that kind of stuff.
both James Pierce and Donovan Ezeraku are pretty small too.
I think they would.
Let's go
favor
my guy here.
Pierce.
Let's go Emeka Egbuka and see what else will fall to us at different times.
All right, next one, we'll do some trades.
I would take that trade.
Yeah, I would too.
would.
Move
Next
back
one we'll do some
and get a third
Yeah.
or a fourth. Yeah, I'd do that.
Okay,
So you guys can call me crazy if you want. It would not shock me. I'm not saying we have to do this, but at 54, if Jalen Milroe is there, I
We're not
100% would not be shocked if the Packers picked him.
I don't think there's any chance.
I don't think there's any chance he makes it there, but if he makes it to 54,
Really?
I can absolutely see the Packers picking
Oh,
him.
I think he makes it to 54. I think
Yeah,
there's
I
a decent
don't-
chance of that. I don't think there's any chance the Packers are taking Jalen Milroe this early.
I think they would trade back then. I absolutely think they would trade back to a team that wants him.
Landon Jackson here would make a lot of sense.
Oh, we just took
I'd-
it. Oh, yeah.
I would rather take Carson Schlesinger. Schlesinger would be higher on my
What's his
linebacker
size, though?
list than Jackson would be on my edge
Let's
list.
go to his. I can't remember his size. Yeah, I just don't think they're taking someone for an edge rusher that small.
He's not
a
an edge
linebacker.
rusher. He's a linebacker, like a
Okay,
straight up
but-
linebacker.
So, but I don't think that's high enough need for them to take him there when Landon Jackson's on the
See,
board.
and Landon Jackson is too much of a raw, not ready. Like we talked about football
Well, the
players.
Packers never take raw, not ready prospects.
But we talked about this, Brian. We agreed on this last week that the Packers are in position now to not be taking so many raw guys as football players.
Who's there at cornerback? Ooh, TJ. You know what? I would say TJ Sanders.
Benjamin Morrison, dude.
Oh, Benjamin Morrison. Then we could go him for sure.
That's dude. They're running to the fucking podium if he's
Yeah.
there at 54.
I'm down for that one.
Yeah, I will say T.J. Sanders would make a lot of sense there too.
I agree.
Another round.
He visited as well.
Fuck
Not
off.
taking that. Well,
You're
I mean,
taking that?
we're not doing it in this exercise, but
No, I'd probably take that too. To be honest with you.
That was coming back.
Shit, you want to double up and take Dorian Strong too? I wouldn't be mad at it.
Braden Swinson.
I
Shamar
could see Braden
Turner.
Swinson here.
I think Swinson fits everything they like to do.
what was Braden Swinson's size? I think I did like him actually.
Yeah. He's
I
a
think-
great round.
55.
Yeah.
So he's almost, honestly, that's the exact same size as Mason Crosby.
Yeah, explosive off the edge and everything. Yeah,
Mason Crosby.
Yep, Mason Crosby.
That's what you said.
he did.
Max
say me.
Crosby
Oh,
is obviously what I meant.
I heard
I
it
was
too,
like-
but I knew what he meant.
I was like, who else
Hey,
is that?
we pointed out with everybody else. He's fair play.
That Ashton Gelate is kind of an interesting player too.
So
But I would say Braden Swinson here.
yeah.
That makes sense. I do like Gelate. Ooh.
All right, 124.
Dylan
Xavier is
Fairchild
triple
would-
one
Dude,
pick.
Dylan Fairchild would be a good pick.
CJ West wouldn't do that either.
Who's available at wide receiver if we double dipped right now?
Ty Felton.
Is Dante Thornton there? No.
Nope.
Nobody.
I
Nobody.
wish it's Isaiah Bond. No.
I like Pat
Scroll back
Bryant,
up.
but I don't think the Packers would do it.
Do they take
I
Isaiah?
could
You
see
think
Isaiah
that would be?
Bond,
Do you
actually.
think they could take Isaiah Bond there?
Yes.
I don't. I'd be surprised if the Packers took Isaiah Bond.
Yeah, so
I'd be
that.
I know he came in for a top 30 visit, but
With the uncertainties around him. Oh,
Yeah.
Dante Thornton went 2 rounds, but picked before us. Who's there at guard again and tackle?
Dylan Fairchild,
like
Logan
Dylan
Brown,
Fairchild.
Anthony Belton.
that makes sense. Anthony Belton came in for a 30.
So did I don't remember, did Jalen Rivers? I know Anthony Belton did. Rivers did not.
And then check cornerback before we pull the trigger on Ivan the line to double dip at corner.
Quincy Riley.
Yeah.
I like Zay Frazier a lot, actually. If Zay Frazier is available at 159, I would definitely pick him. So right now, I'm thinking
Offensive line.
Belton at 124 and Frazier at 159.
I like Frazier.
You said
So-
Ty Felton?
Anthony Belton.
Belton.
Anthony Belton, the tackle.
Okay.
Ty Felton.
I do like Dylan Fairchild a lot, but
I agree.
Ty Felton came in. on top
Zay
30
Frazier
visit.
just went.
So did Anthony Belton.
Oh, gross.
Wow, they traded up to get him too.
I think Tyler would lose his mind.
I'd be a salty bitch.
Go to all real quick. Just so do we take a defensive tackle at this draft?
No, we took an edge rusher.
JJ Pigas.
JJ Plagues.
Yeah.
Can see that. Jamari Caldwell. Simeon Barrow. Aeneas Peebles. I liked Peebles too.
That's a fun name.
I think JJ would make sense here.
Justin wanted Nick Nash. Yeah, JJ
Did we
Plagues.
take what about a wide receiver?
Isaiah Bond is still there.
Dude, at this point, I think you could take a flyer on him. 5th round.
This late in the draft, yes.
Oh yeah, I would take Isaiah Bond here if I was him. If he's still there.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Now I
would
think
like
I think after that you have to look at D tackles, but yeah.
Dude, that draft would be disgusting.
I would be pretty happy with that.
That would
Yeah,
be
that
sick.
looks nice.
If Isaiah Bond is clear to that stuff, you got a 2nd round wide receiver in the 5th.
What's his deal?
He
Is he just a dickhead?
no, he got
He had a misdemeanor
Sexual-
or something.
sexual no, he got accused of sexual assault. But he's suing he's returning suing the person that's
Defamation.
Claiming it.
defamation. Okay, so this time we'll either do cornerback or defensive tackle at 23.
So let's
Our
look at it.
defensive
Let's
end.
look at some trades in this one.
Well, if we're gonna do that, I think we need to slow it down and pause at around 15.
Oh,
No, they're not trading out of the first.
Yeah, not to not get one in return.
did you see that list?
It was like a second, a fourth, a fifth, and a next
Crazy,
round
yeah.
second. 2 seconds, a fourth, and a fifth for a first rounder.
Yeah.
So top
So
of
either
this one,
cornerback or edge here. Like, let's just.
pretty similar. Mike Green to the Bengals, like we said. Shadur Sanders to the
I could see
Steelers
that
is
happening.
fun.
That could be legitimate. Yeah.
That sounds fun. Tyler Booker to the Colts actually makes sense. Loveland to the Seahawks would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
It'd be funny that Sam Darnold leaves JJ McCarthy and then gets his former teammate. So, I mean, Derek Carmen again. Honestly, like Josh Simmons, I think is in play.
Yeah. But for
Um,
the sake of our needs, I feel like we want to look at. Do we want to trade down here and do that Maxwell Harrison, like trade down towards the bottom of the first here?
yeah, propose a trade. Let's say with the, I mean, if
The Bills.
the Bills and say they want, say they want Emeka Egbuka. So offer him 23 for 30 and
Probably 62 to move. I don't know.
So-
do you have the Rich Hill draft chart
I
pulled
do.
up?
I have 2 trade charts available actually. So pick 23 is worth 245. Pick 30 is worth 196. So there's a difference of
50 points ish.
yeah. It's 49. Yeah. So Buffalo's picks around 49 in value. 62 is worth too much.
What's it worth?
62 is worth 84.
Could
But
you?
if the Packers
Yeah.
are proposing the trade, I think it probably leans back a little bit.
Well, take 62 and then throw them like our 87 or something. What's the, you know what I mean? That might be too rich, but
So then we need to offset like 30.
Yeah.
yeah,
So we could offer them 124, which is 22.
yeah, sure, do that.
Yeah. See if they take it at 124.
Rejected. What if we offer Kansas City the same thing?
Try it. They're by Miami.
It's alphabetical order was throwing me off, not order of the draft. And then we did it for
60
Buffalo
these are
about
66.
62. So
Take 66.
60,
Or 63 or whatever.
there's a difference of 6 in those two for the value. So
Take 66.
Yeah,
and
try
I can look at
66.
something.
damn,
Yeah.
stingy.
Bastards.
I mean, who out of these teams needs a defensive tackle?
None of them.
Washington.
Maybe the Lions.
Washington, just try Washington. They just lost Jonathan Allen.
They went 3 picks. So they might need
Oh,
the
that's
extra
right.
picks actually.
So they're not going to really give us.
They're not going to give us 2 picks, but they have 5 picks. But we're only doing the first 5 rounds. That's why only 3 showed up.
Oh.
So try 23 and then go 61. Just do 87 at that point.
And then
198 or something.
I was gonna add. Yeah, I was gonna see if I can add another later one.
I don't think that'll be enough.
Wow. People are super stingy.
They are super stingy. Damn.
Go back to Washington. Go 23 for 29, 61, and 87. What? Okay. This thing just doesn't want us to trade. Let's just move on. Let's pick something.
We're gonna have to accept a computer's trade.
Thank God. Just pick a cornerback. Our that we who's for okay, and then what about edge? Does Nick Scorton make sense to trade them here?
Yes.
I would rather take Pierce.
Okay, take Pierce. That's fine. Then we get an edge. Explosive edge. We hadn't done an edge yet.
You always want explosive edges.
We should try PFF's mock draft. Maybe they'll actually let us trade.
Maybe.
Okay, so we got an edge.
It's a bunch of random picks. 54 and 70, so no. Okay. Damn, Jaden Higgins went one pick before us.
Whack.
And this is where the first time we've seen JT Tumalau fall to us in the second. Oh, Kenneth Grant is there.
We just drafted an edge, though.
Yeah. Kenneth Grant would be interesting.
There's just no way.
Kenneth Grant would be interesting.
I mean, if Kenneth Grant is there, you take him, right? At 54?
Yeah. Yeah, like none of these other or Morrison again.
Yeah. Let's go with Kenneth Grant.
Yeah.
Then check cornerback and wide receiver here.
Okay, so at 87. Ooh, Jordan Birch. That's my guy. Cornerback, Jacob Parrish. Dorian Strong, I would be interested in.
Yeah, I would like Dorian Strong more than Jacob Parrish. Jacob Parrish is pretty small.
Yeah. Otherwise, looking at Torrey Horton,
There's your
Restrepo.
Torrey Horton pick. Is he an outside receiver?
He can be, yeah.
What about Savion Williams? I do like
I don't know
Savion.
that I want to. Huh? As a third round pick, maybe, I guess.
He's definitely a utility like burner,
He seems like a tall Jaden Reed.
which wouldn't be horrible.
And
we
that's
go Torrey
the
Horton.
thing is,
we
like,
brought in Torrey Horton. He would probably make sense here.
consistency being a major issue is not something that really excites me.
Yeah.
I think Torrey Horton might not be as flashy, but I think he's a safer pick.
Yeah.
So we have an edge, a D tackle, and a wide receiver.
We need cornerback
So we need a corner, yeah.
or defensive end or cornerback. I mean, we can check defensive or tackle again or offensive line here.
Zay Frazier?
Sure. I know you like him a lot.
He doesn't make it back to 159 the last time.
He hasn't in a while.
Who said that's like a snack pack for a banana? All right. Zay Frazier, down for that?
Sure. Yeah.
I like that. This is going to end up being my favorite draft.
I like the movie reference, AFM.
Who's there on offensive line?
All right. Jalen Rivers, Jack Nelson, Joshua Gray again, Luke Kandra. Kandra could be one.
Yeah.
Jonah Monheim, Jake Majors. Drew Kendall. There's a lot of centers available.
What about wide receiver again?
Nick Nash, Isaiah Bond, Arian Smith.
Let's try to take the Triple Crown right now. Let's take Nick Nash.
I'm down.
One contract guy.
I wouldn't hate double dipping at wide receiver early. I think about it. After this year, we have 2 people under contract.
Yeah.
They got to do something.
Right.
And the last time it was kind of similar to that. We drafted 3 wide receivers.
Well, technically, if Watson doesn't play this year, his contract rolls over next year because he'd be injured. So we would have 3 wide receivers.
Yep.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. If he doesn't play,
When does that start happening?
That's a real thing, I promise.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
Is it on the rookie contract?
It must be something like that in the fine print, but that's a real thing I read.
yeah, I remember seeing it somewhere on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Saban said he's down to clown with Nash.
okay. Hopefully we get a cornerback this one. This is because cornerback is the only one we haven't taken first round.
All right. I'll do this one at normal speed. And then if we see somebody fall, we can jump in.
Yeah, pause it at like 17, 16.
Wow. Just kidding on Tataroa McMillan.
They do need a wide receiver, so that makes sense.
Wow. That would
They
be cool.
way overpaid Stephon Diggs. So
It wasn't his like kind of a dummy contract though. Like it wasn't, or his guarantee.
It's like 3 1-year deals, basically, is how I read it. There's Shamar Stewart as a top 10 pick in this one. Membu and Banks back to back. That makes sense. Steelers trading up to 13 for Shadur. I can see that. Right now, like Matthew Golden is the wide receiver to trade up for. I see Jahdae Barron hasn't gone yet. So, like, do you offer something to the Colts to try to grab Jahdae Barron? Do you believe
I
the
think-
Falcons
I don't
are?
think
I
those
don't
next
think the Falcons are going to take him.
I think you can let it run like to 15. Now pause. Oh, I said 2-15, not through 15. I said 2.
Yeah, right after I said I don't think the Falcons would take Jahdae Barron.
All right, restart it. Pause it at 14, Tyler.
Well, let's see, because maybe we can trade back and do Maxwell Harrison.
Well, yeah, that worked out well last time.
Well, we have to let them offer it to us. We
Jesus
can't offer
Christ,
it
they traded
ourselves.
for Mike Green. So the freaking Dolphins traded back twice.
No, that's the
Oh.
Steelers picks 21.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
that's not terrible to get a second round pick from a crappy or middling team next year.
And
Good
pick
one.
69.
and 69, dude. That's the first thing I saw. First thing I saw, dude.
I just don't think there's any way we're trading back to out of the first round. We'd have to trade back into the first round if we did this. I don't think
They
they're
don't have
not-
to do a goddamn thing.
Look, we're gonna be there. They better pick someone in the first round.
Actually,
That's why I'm not going.
Dude,
on
I'll be
purpose.
so pissed. We're gonna be standing in the rain for like 40 minutes.
wait, what was that?
Nobody's offering us a first round pick for our
One.
pick.
Oh, what's the next one? 47. Oof.
And
Take
they're
the
offering
one
us
from,
78, not even 69.
Yeah.
Take the one from the Patriots.
Oh, that one's intriguing.
No, it's not.
Back to
If
back.
this was a second rounder, maybe.
Yeah, you're right.
3 second rounders for pick.
3 second rounders for a first, I would consider. This one is to move back 15 picks and then move up, 45 picks
And an extra second rounder.
and an extra second rounder next year?
And they're probably going to be bad again. Yeah. Makes sense.
Do it?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just
Do it, but then pause at like 25, see if we can trade back in, I guess.
Okay, so it's 23 and 124 for 38, 69,
We're not
and
trading away that pick,
2026 second. Got to write all this down so I can make posts out of it.
Okay. Pause
So
it
they
at
traded up to get Michael Williams.
Okay.
Huh.
And then another edge, linebacker. There's a shit ton of defensive guys going in the 20s. So, like, Egbuka's still there. Luther Burden is still there. Trey Harris is still there. Cornerbacks, Amos, Revel, Hairston. At pick 38, this might work out.
Yeah, I feel a lot better.
Another 2 more defensive guys. James Pierce, another defense. Amos, another defense.
2 offensive
There's
linemen.
2 wide receivers. Hairston, Siobhan.
Oh,
Wow.
see, and we just got burned to death. So,
Well, I mean, Benjamin Morrison is still there.
who's that wide receiver? No one. Luther Burden. No?
Luther Burden.
Oh, man.
Ooh,
Take him, and then pause it right away. Where's our next pick? 54.
54.
Okay. Yeah, take.
Luther Burden at 38 and gaining a second rounder is friggin' nuts, dude.
That'd be sick.
Dude, if Luther Burden is our first pick on Friday night, like a half an hour into the draft,
I think Bryant would feel better.
I would.
that would be exciting.
Ultimately, I'll live. They better get good, value.
Yeah, I agree. Ooh.
Oh, Dolphins traded up to get Grant, so we're not getting him at 54 this time.
Oh.
Azariah Thomas went before Morrison. That's interesting.
That hurts a little bit though. Pause it real quick. Who's there at defensive end? Is Tumalao still there?
Yep,
The JCC.
a couple picks away.
We'll just let it.
Oh. Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
No, now they can F off.
Oh.
I mean, do you want to go? I mean, so we drafted
Yeah,
a
we
wide
haven't
receiver
picked him yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
I
So
like JTT.
Yeah.
Oops.
I think JTT could.
I like
end up
Tyleek
being-
Williams too.
Yeah, that'd be good too.
Yeah, I think JTT would be a good pick here, but Tyleek Williams would make a lot of sense too.
So honestly, if we're looking at the Packers' positions of need, I think defensive tackle is bigger need than edge, in my opinion.
I'm good with Tyleek here. He's a good player.
Yeah. He's kind of like bigger than what the Packers like at defensive tackle, but I think he can immediately come in.
TJ Sanders then would make a lot of sense too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
But
it's
I'm
Tyleek
good with
Williams.
that. I like Tyleek Williams. I think he's gonna be a good pro.
Justin said, I'm envious of you guys going to the draft. It's going to be awesome. I hope you guys have a great time. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you. Oh, and anyone listening, if you're going to be at the draft, shoot us a message while you're there, and you can meet up for a beer or something.
I'm gonna
For
be shit can the whole time.
No, we're not trading this pick.
No, we can't.
You want to move back a
Yeah.
spot for a 7th rounder?
And
Yeah,
next
we
year-
literally are unable to trade this pick.
And then whoever we draft last name has
Wait.
to be
I
Cox here.
wonder who. I wonder who
We should go
Jacksonville
draft Cox.
wants that bad that they're trying to trade up one spot.
Probably TJ Sanders, to be honest with you.
Oh, didn't we just take a defensive tackle?
We did.
No, the Jaguars.
No, I know. I'm saying
We did
They
take
could be offering us to move up a spot.
Screw them. They
no,
took Max
yeah,
Williams.
I understand that. I'm saying if we just took a defensive tackle,
Yeah.
what are the odds we take two?
Who's
in a
there
row?
at wide receiver now?
No, we just took a wide receiver.
I know we did.
Okay.
Jack
Oh,
Besh.
Jack
Jack
Bash.
I would love Jack Bash.
Packer.
So- Dude, that'd be
Packer.
fun. Luther Burton and Jack
Dog.
Bash. Yeah.
Yeah. They took
I'm telling you,
Ozzy. They
whenever-
wanted Ozzy.
whenever- The one thing Goody does do when he sees an issue, he'll double dip.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
he'll either do it in free agency and then in the draft, or he'll do it all in the draft.
Wait, who did
He-
the Jaguars end up taking?
He triple dipped at safety last year
They took a
after
guy named
signing
Ozzy,
Xavier
bro.
McKinney.
The year he drafted Rashawn Gary.
I
Why do
would
they
do
keep
that.
trying to jump one
I don't.
pick
I
ahead
would
of
do
us?
that.
Just take the trade, dude.
Yeah, except
It's a 5-round
I gotta write
mock
this
draft.
down.
We pick up a second next year and pick 190. What is that? 6th
yeah,
or 7th?
6th.
88 and 194. Well, that's easy money.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
For
good.
D tackle, I told you.
Dang, they needed one that bad.
Now they want to move up again.
Dude, they literally could have took it with their last pick.
We're just gonna take the whole. Yeah.
What did they take with their? Go look at their draft again.
It's defensive
Shamar
tackle,
Turner.
Jake. It's right there.
No,
took
who they
Shamar
take
Turner.
when they,
They
at pick
take
70? I
70.
mean, at pick 70.
At pick 70, I don't remember.
Just hit reject. Let's
Hit reject and click
Oh,
on
we
it.
had
Doesn't it show their draft?
70.
Ozzy Trapillo.
Yeah, they took off. They could have taken a D tackle there. They're stupid.
Well, it's
Um,
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's funny.
who have we taken so far? I'm just laughing, busy laughing. I don't say we take anymore. We pick here.
I'm busy laughing.
We have Luther Burden, Tyleek Williams, Jack Besh.
Okay, what about who's there at edge and cornerback? I forgot we needed a cornerback.
Corner is probably what we need to take. Jacob Parrish, Denzel Burke,
I would take Denzel Burke because he has. Oh, Zay Alexander is pretty
Ty
good too.
Alexander.
Yeah,
I liked him over. Denzel
I actually
Burke.
like Noel Williams too. Noel Williams is like
Yeah, I do
6'2".
too.
Yeah,
Actually,
I like
out of all
Williams
those
as
four-
well. Let me
Guys-
pull up our consensus corners.
I don't think we go
I like
Jacob
Williams,
Parrish. He's
too.
just too small.
He doesn't fit.
Yeah, these guys are all past where we had, but like, I have Zay Alexander 13. Jake has him 12. Noel Williams, Bryant, you have him at 12. Simon has him at 11. I have him at 11. So Noel Williams would kind
Yeah,
of
I like his. He's 6'2", right? Click on his thing real quick. How big is
199?
6 foot? Okay.
I mean, that's still well.
and what about
within
Zay
their size.
Alexander? What was
6'1",
his RAS?
187.
And his RAS is terrible. They probably won't pick him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
Noel Williams isn't great either, but it's
Yeah,
serviceable.
7'3".
That's
Out of
What about Denzel
our ranking, I mean Denzel Burke.
Yeah, Denzel Burke I like too.
196.
He's just barely under their
Yeah.
threshold on weight, but
So it's. I mean, Jacob Parrish is kind of.
you're just not taking him at 5'9".
yeah.
Sorry.
I think
Yeah.
Noel Williams.
I think Noel Williams makes a lot of sense here.
Noel Williams.
Yeah.
And we could probably pick another one too.
Yeah.
There goes Zay Alexander. Dang it, Chris Paul went right there. Yes, Justin, I would like Chris Paul. Jared Wilson, maybe. So the Packers' next pick in this draft,
159.
it'll be 159 because we traded 124. Oh, there goes Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant could have been the pick there too. I wouldn't have been mad at that. Danny Stutzman wouldn't have been opposed to him either. We could take a linebacker at 159 too, or double dip at corner. Double dip the wide receiver already. Pick the D tackles. So I'm thinking probably edge, linebacker, or another corner at 159.
Oh, APR went right before us.
Yeah, that was really good.
APR would have been nice there.
I mean, Plagues, Caleb Ransaw, Zay Frazier, Jalen
Who's that?
Smith, Mello Dotson, BJ Adams,
Who's that edge?
Q Robinson, Jared Ivey, Ja Joyner, Kamon Rucker, Cody Simon, Jack Kaiser, Jay Higgins. There's still a lot of good linebackers, actually.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
think
even like
Yeah,
I like
linebacker.
Jalen Walker a lot, even.
Yeah.
So lots of good linebackers left. So I mean, I don't know, Ja Joyner, Zay Frazier.
Let's go Zay.
Double dip at corner. I like that idea.
Call this our double dip draft.
Bet.
Fix your errors.
All right. That's interesting.
I don't hate it.
And we have a second round pick in
And
front.
we picked up
And an
second.
extra second rounder.
It's probably going to be a pretty early one.
Yeah, it's going to be a top 15 for sure. Probably top 10.
Yeah. So I mean, let's say the Packers win the Super Bowl, they pick 32 and 42. Say they lose the Super Bowl and they're picking 31 and 41. They
And
package them
we
in
also,
41.
we got 188 too, right? Or
Yeah,
something?
something like that.
for the second.
We got 38 and 69 and a second for 23 and 124.
But we traded again for one spot, right?
Yep, and then we traded 87 for 88 and 194.
Yeah, 194.
So
yeah.
in this draft, we also added 194.
Okay, let's do one more. Pause it at like 10.
Okay.
Try to trade up.
This is where we go. We
I
go.
like how you put it to slow.
we go crazy here, and we trade up for Ted McMillan.
Okay, got to see where if he goes.
Yeah, if he goes in the top 5.
Got to see if he falls first.
Okay, flip flops him.
I love that the Browns picked Travis Hunter second.
It would be a good pick.
Yeah, I think so too.
Tyler Warren to the Jaguars would be interesting too. There's no way the Raiders are passing on Ashton Genty.
And they're not taking a D tackle. They just paid a D tackle.
Damn it. Okay,
Yeah.
restart it. Just keep restarting until he falls to 10.
Bet.
Trade up for Ashton Genty.
We'll do just the first round.
That'd
Yeah.
be so sick. I know that'd be so stupid. That'd be sick.
Just tell Emmanuel Wilson and Chris.
Apparently,
Burns
Ted
and
does not
Marshawn
make
Lloyd
it
to kick
after
rocks.
Orleans.
Shadur Sanders to the Cowboys.
Could you imagine?
He went 9 again.
I love.
But do
I
5
love-
rounds because I want to be able to draft a little bit afterwards to see what we end up with.
I love. All right.
We gotta get to the. Let's. Hopefully the Saints won't pick him.
We're not.
Like, does this?
We have to oh, fucking Jesus.
It's just not happening. Okay,
Wait,
Ted will not be a Green Bay Packer.
He fell like in the first one. Oh well, that's because we did it.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's so
All right,
funny.
I am going to do this one round at a time until we can at least get him. and see if we can actually get him to fall to the 12 even. Because I think out of the picks that are available, I think the Cowboys are going to be the first one that's going to be available to trade for. Fuck's sake.
Dude, he's literally moving up. He's literally moving up in the draft.
He's gonna.
If we keep doing this, he's gonna go number 1 overall.
You only did one wrong.
Number 2.
I know. Which is gonna.
It's gonna fall.
Check.
to 3 now.
Oh,
Okay, nobody talk.
To the Jets. Oh, wow.
And Tech goes.
real
here.
talk. I can see the Jets doing that. I
Okay.
can see the fucking Jets doing that, dude.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, stop. I think the Cowboys could pick here. All right,
This
here
is
we
where
go.
I think we would try to get in.
So
So
obviously our first.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, what's the trade value?
So the trade value of 12 is 347. The trade value of 23 is 245. So we need to make up about 100. Pick 54 is worth 104. So 23 and 54 adds up to 349. Pick 12 is worth 347. That's a pretty fair trade.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
Fuck off.
They don't like us.
Go to PFS. Like this is Pro Football Network. Just apparently
Let me
does
try
not
the.
want
Let me see what the Fitzgerald trade value chart is. They have 12 at 1741
Okay.
and 23 at 1411, 54 at 979. So that should be more than fair by the other trade value chart too.
I remember it's just because.
Let's try PFS real quick.
That's so
I know this is resounding like podcast work here.
I mean,
You mean
It's-
like watching Ted McMillan go 4 overall?
Yeah.
yeah, watch him go as a top 10 pick 3 times.
Who else would you who else would you trade up for? Like just off the top of your head.
Honestly, that's the only guy that I'm interested in trading up for. Everything else, I'm fine on waiting to see what falls to you.
Oh, like within reasonable possibilities. I'm not saying like Abdul Carter or anything.
And I think on this one we can freaking force the damn trade for when it's fair.
Let's keep the randomness down. We're picking as Green
It's so
Bay.
funny when you do it all the way up though. You see the craziest stuff. That doesn't make sense.
Ted McMillan.
Dude,
It's so funny.
There's no way. They're not going Ted McMillan there.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
All right, trade up and get Abdul Carter.
I've done about a freaking 100 freaking mock drafts, and I've seen him go everywhere, dude. I've seen him go through.
Dude. I have the randomness turned way down.
Oh.
It's not even on their list of needs either.
What the?
He's not a top 3 talent in this draft. It doesn't make sense. This is so funny.
But everything around.
There you go.
Put that a little bit more to the middle.
Still do like, hey Tyler, do like 4 or 5 rounds though in case we
You
can.
gotta turn up the public and PFF board, dude. Because PFF actually ranks the fucking players.
I don't know where PFF got him.
Try this. Turn the speed down a little bit.
Turbo.
Abdul Carter went number 1.
Oh my god, where's gonna
And Ted McMillan at 4. Okay, let's just forget it. We're not trading up for Ted McMillan apparently in any of these drafts.
Oh
Ted
man,
McMillan's
dude,
not falling down.
if Ted McMillan is about the top 5 pick, like
We're not getting it.
we'll take Luther Burden, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
That's okay. We tried.
That's so funny though.
Unless we literally draft for everyone until we can get to 12, but then we have to draft for everyone like the whole draft.
Okay, so let's do a 5-round mock on PFF. We want to go more PFF.
I would
Yeah,
just
I would say more PFF.
yeah.
Okay.
You have it set to
Positional
4 rounds.
value. Leave that in the middle. Draft for needs.
You have
bit
it on
less,
4 rounds right
randomness,
now.
A little bit less. We good with the rest of those settings?
Yeah, but go to 5 rounds. You said 5 rounds.
I got.
That's so funny. I was waiting for him to go 2 overall.
Let's go to PFF. That'll fix it.
Nope.
I said give it a try.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. I was like, get ready to pause it in case he does fall.
Okay.
You already got
That's
it.
going
You went,
super
oh,
fast.
4.
Yeah, he went 4 overall.
It actually does say wide receiver on their needs at least, so that makes sense at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Will Campbell, Ashton Genty at 3. They don't need
yeah.
a running back.
They do need a running back.
They don't need a running back at 3rd overall.
Yeah, no.
The last running back they took that at
Dude,
second
Malachi
overall was
starts
pretty
at
good.
7. Walter Nolan at 8.
Membu at 9 makes sense. Jade Bear, a corner for the Bears. I don't think that really makes sense either. But
No, they just re-signed Gordon.
they just paid Gordon and they paid Jalen.
Maybe we put the PFF ratings too high
Oh,
because it's just like they're just going off their ranking.
Makes sense. That one makes sense. Okay, now we're making sense a little bit.
yeah.
The Egbuka, like now we're making some sense. Cam Ward at 21. LOL.
Calvin Banks.
Jalen Walker.
Jelon Walker. Yeah, it's probably between those two.
Can you imagine if we took Calvin Banks? Fan
Yes.
base would fucking
They would cry, but I'd be
they'd
super
cry
happy.
about it.
Or
Yeah, I'd be thrilled if we took him there. I would be so happy. What are they trying to get
the
us there?
Saints and the Cowboys are interested in pick 23. Meh. Do we want to move back to 39, 40, or 44? Not
No.
really.
No, I would just take
I
James
don't think you
Pierce.
could take
Call it a
Calvin
day.
James Pierce or Jelon Walker or Kellen Banks?
I'd take Pierce.
We did Pierce in one already. So do we want to try taking an offensive lineman once and see what happens?
Just take Calvin Banks. That'd be interesting. If they take Calvin Banks here, I got to figure they're looking to trade Rasheed Walker.
Agreed. And they're betting on Jordan Morgan.
Yeah, this is definitely weighted way more towards PFS board. We might have went a little too heavy on that.
Shedeur Sanders at 33. Let's go.
I can see that.
That's where he belongs. Michael Williams all the way down to
Where
38.
did Cam Ward go?
Cam Ward went 21 to
21 overall.
Yeah, not a chance. There's no way.
these picks at least make sense. Cam Scatabo,
Nope.
Dylan Sampson,
Why are they
Jalen
so-
Royals, so Jalen Royals, Trey Harris.
I like Trey Harris.
I do too.
Trey Harris at 54. I like that.
Yeah.
I'd be excited to get Trey Harris in the second round. So the rest of our draft will be defense.
Yep.
So then we're at
And Jared Ivey way up there.
yeah, that's pretty high for Ivy. The Giants then pick Travion Henderson in the 3rd round. Wow.
What are we doing, PFF? We're gonna have to turn down that. We're gonna have to go to the fan board a little more.
I put everything in the middle, dude. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, we'll
Jonas
try one more
Allen,
after
yeah,
everything
79.
in
That
the
would be a
middle.
good pick.
That would be a great pick.
Damn, Chris Paul went right there too.
We don't need a tackle.
So we got
Cornerback.
edge, corner,
Edge.
defensive tackle.
Corner, Dorian Strong.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And then who's that?
Jamari.
And then
Edge.
edge. Jordan Birch.
I like
Oh,
Ashton
yeah, Jordan
Gelate
Birch.
too.
I like Gelate as well.
I like Birch more.
I think I do too.
I think we all actually had Birch on our rankings.
I had Gelate on my rankings too. You could take Birch.
Birch is fine.
Yeah.
Probably definitely going corner at 124. Noel Williams went at 109. Colby Bryant went 115. Damn. All right.
Mello Dotson.
Mello Dotson, Zy Alexander. I think it's probably between those two.
I would go Zy, probably.
I mean, where's his
First look.
6'2", 194? That's good size. 6'1", 190. I mean, both decent size.
Big Zy.
I like it.
Man, Jackson Dart in the 4th round of the Rams. That'd be a good pick for them.
Yeah, that would be huge.
Yeah, it would be. Okay, so then at 159, we're coming up at 159. At 23, we picked an offensive lineman. 54, wide receiver. 87, like a D end. 124, a corner. So we're probably looking like a D tackle.
Forfeited.
Forfeited their pick, huh? Okay, PFF. Another forfeited pick?
No, that means they lost the pick due to something.
Oh, did they?
Right.
What do you call it?
What did the 49ers do? Tom Brady?
It might have been actually.
I don't remember. I remember seeing like 2 teams forfeited. I don't remember why.
Ty
I think
Hamilton?
Falcons.
The Falcons were because of Kirk Cousins.
Was it Kirk Cousins? Okay.
I think so.
Oh, you're right. They were a day early on Kirk Cousins. Apparently, 3 teams want the pick.
I don't remember what the Niners were for.
Nah, that's our last one of this mock. Just pick someone.
So
do we have?
probably D tackle.
Yeah.
Tonka Hemingway for the name.
Oh, what the heck?
Oh, Deion Walker.
The 49ers forfeited their fifth round pick due to administrative payroll accounting errors discovered at the end of 2022 season. What?
Desmond Watson.
Desmond Watson.
That's that big D tackle, bro.
Oh, the 445 dude.
That's
Oh,
that big
God.
son of a bitch. I was taking him in every draft, bro. At the end
Dude,
of the
he's going to
draft.
die of a heart attack on the football field.
Like, he'd be in a good state to die of a heart attack.
Sheer
That's all I'm gonna say.
As a 5th round pick, would you take a flyer on him?
No.
No.
I would think it was a 7th round pick.
He's more of a 7th round pick. Yeah.
Why is
Like
that guy
I would consider Deion Walker.
They want us to take Marcus Harris since he's the only one with a photo.
That's not.
I like Ty Hamilton here, but
I think Tim Smith fits too, if I remember right.
Take Tim Smith. He has the most generic name in America. Tim Smith. Guy just sounds like a Packer, dude.
6'4", 311. That's he would be like a Slayton replacement, like a run defender, but not a pass rusher.
yeah.
There you go. I mean, 78.9 run defense grade is pretty good.
Yeah. Look at Hamilton.
He's not great, honestly.
6 sacks this
You
last
see
year.
that logo in the top left? Get it out. Get off my screen.
But we're okay with Tyreek Williams.
Okay, yeah, just grab Tim Smith and we'll do one more and we'll call it her.
Turn down the PFF a little bit on this one.
Yeah. We could do all 50.
Come on, guys. We're gonna get a PFF grade here.
We could do all 50 or all everything in the middle, like Jake said, but maybe not the randomness quite so high.
I feel like the draft is random, especially this year.
Dude, I
got a
would
good grade.
B. They didn't like Tim Smith, probably because of his name.
We were supposed to take the headshot guy, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, for sure.
The only reason we got an A- on Calvin Banks Jr. is because they said it's not a need for us. That's best player available right there.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
This is drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the Cowboys taking Mike Green.
So can
Yeah.
I. But the
Same.
thing is, Cam Ward at 21? What the hell?
Yeah, that's obviously not happening.
Okay.
Like, there's, I don't know, whatever. Let's just move on. Okay, turn down the PFF a little.
I'll turn it down one more click.
Yeah.
And then turn down, there, and then put that, I would say right there.
One more.
There we go.
Put one more. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Now we're doing good. Put it on fast.
There.
Yeah.
Just pause it at 15. We'll see what's there. Okay.
Not Tedero McMillan.
Damn it.
Dude's a top 5 player in the draft, apparently.
Wait a second. Okay, so Cam Ward went 3. That's at least a little bit more normal. But Tyler Warren and Colston Loveland back to back?
Back to back.
Okay.
Interesting.
And then 2 corners back to back. I can see that. Mike
Okay.
Green.
Unless we're going to trade up for Matthew Golden, I say let it roll and just see what happens here.
Yeah.
He just
Damn,
went.
Luther Burden went right there.
Matthew Golden right before us.
And Luther
Burden
Burden.
went right there.
Hey, you got it. Emeka Egbuka. You have Kenneth Grant.
Man.
We're gonna go offensive tackle again.
What's the trades
We
offered?
haven't picked Josh Simmons.
What's the trades offered to us? Anyone still in the first round? There we
Commanders
go.
at 29.
What do they want to give us?
Where do you see it?
It just says that they're interested. So I don't think it. Oh. Okay. It's going to give us a little bar. Let's see what the value is of 61. Is 86 plus 202 is 288. So that's going to be lopsided in our favor. So we'd have to add something to it.
Add that and add the third and see what happens.
So 23 and 87.
Move up.
23 and 87. It's
Move down
245.
Yeah. I feel like that would be
do
a
that.
smart trade.
Yeah.
48.
I feel like that's a fair, realistic trade that could happen.
That's 293. And then 202 and 86 is 288. So that one is pretty fair.
And we could maybe still get like a 6th from him at that point too. Okay.
Yeah, I would do that in real life.
Yeah, I would too. You move back 6 spots to move up 26 spots?
Yeah.
For 29 and 61. And
I
then
feel like
29.
maybe we have a chance of getting Maxwell Harrison or something here.
Yeah. Or Trey Amos.
Shamar Stewart.
Or
Yeah.
Shamar Stewart. I'm down
Oh,
with Amos or
We haven't
Stewart.
picked.
Oh
Lamar
my
Stewart
God.
yet.
Yeah, go Shamar Stewart. I'm all for that.
If they would pass on Shamar Stewart and he would end up in Philly, I would be freaking pissed off.
Oh, who's available at cornerback?
Oof, Uman Milan is tempting. Darian
I
Stronger,
do like Azariah
Florian
Thomas.
Strong. There's tons of guys here.
Yeah,
and
we
we
haven't
pick at
picked
61.
Azariah Thomas yet.
We haven't picked Azariah Thomas yet. I like
We
his
pick
size.
again at 61. I love a bunch of these corners.
Okay, yeah, so good point. Who's available at wide receiver?
Jalen Royals, Trey Harris.
I like Trey Harris over Jalen Royals.
I do too.
Jalen Royals is he going to play outside, or are we just drafting another freaking Jaden Reed?
Hold on.
Kyle Williams, I've seen
I mean,
him
he-
around.
He has
He
the size
can.
to play outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would like Jalen Royals in the third round more, or even at 61.
I do like Kyle Williams actually, to be honest. But
I
And
would
then
much rather
what's available at defensive tackle?
I would consider Uman Milan there, but we drafted an offensive or a
Same.
edge rusher already. CJ West, Alfred Collins.
Alfred Collins would be interesting.
Ooh, I like
I like
Collins.
Alfred Collins.
Yeah.
And you like
320. That's decent size too. Ooh,
yeah.
good run defender and pass rusher. I like Alfred
Yeah.
Collins a lot.
Pick Alfred Collins. The
Take
D-line.
Shamar Turner and pair them together again. Hopefully a bunch of okay, so who do we got here at wide receiver and cornerback? I think Azrai Thomas is still there.
Damn, Trey Thomas got picked.
Yeah, he is.
Honestly, I would like Azrai
wide
Thomas.
receiver, cornerback. Jalen Royals, Darian Porter, Azariah Thomas,
What's Darren Porter size again?
He's 6'4".
6'4", 200. Ooh, that would be nasty.
Yeah,
I
pick up.
just really like the way Azrai Thomas plays. Like I feel like he's like a very veteran type player. Like he knows
198. That's decent size too.
You haven't picked him.
I like
Let's take
Azariah Thomas. I'd be okay with Azariah Thomas.
He's only 20 years old too.
Yeah.
He's young.
I think Darian Porter's like 24 or something.
Yeah,
He's got
like
a contract on him.
Yeah. It's a good way to look at that.
now we don't pick for a long time.
That's fine. If our draft came out like this, I would be
So-
no pants stance.
We got
He'd be arrested in Green Bay.
Yeah.
an edge, a D lineman, and a corner so far. So we're probably gonna be looking at wide receiver here.
Dante Thornton here.
Tez Johnson, Isaiah Bond. Ugh.
No. They brought Ty Felton in.
They did. I don't love Ty Felton.
Dante Thornton.
Dante Thornton is there.
And I know looks early for him, but he literally is MVS. And that's fine because he can take the top off.
What's Ty Felton's size? I don't remember.
Yeah,
He's
it's Ty Felton. Is he a strict
smaller.
outside wide
Yeah,
receiver?
he's not that bad.
He's a little light. But
Ty Felton.
Well, yeah, his production, it says it hinged on hitches and screen passes. We need someone to take the top off.
yeah. That's
Honestly, that's why I think
That
Dante
could be
Thornton.
just a product of him playing in Maryland.
Well, he's also a little light in the ass to be a fucking run blocker, dude. We run the ball a lot.
Yeah.
We have like the fifth highest run percentage. Yeah,
I
that's
just think Dante Thornton would be a fun one, to be honest. Because it's just so fast and big. Like, it's literally instantly throw them outside and they have to.
Good hands too. Only 2 drops.
So
7 deep catches. Yeah, I mean Dante
Thornton
Thornton.
down the field guy, average depth of target.
look at his
16.5.
first look real quick and his size and stuff. And I think he ran a 4.3
6'5".
5.
Golly.
4.340.
Get him.
When I looked at him, I literally wrote MVS next to him.
We're in what?
Dude.
Round 4?
Yeah.
He's
I wouldn't
Christian
do
Watson,
that.
bro. He is literally Christian Watson.
Now here's a guy
Thanks.
most drafted by Packers.
That's fun.
All right.
Makes sense, dude.
I know it's a little early. They're going to yell at us because of the grade because we drafted him early, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, I think of their grade.
He's literally what we need on offense. That's all we're missing is someone to take the top off.
Yeah.
And I like the size.
Lampkin.
No.
Actually, I do like Willie Lampkin.
I like Lampkin, bro. He's tough, bro.
Fucking toss, bro.
He's a little bulldog, dude. Ooh, APR. That'd be
Jack
interesting.
Kaiser.
Little dip there.
Double dip on edge. I don't know that. I really don't think they're double dipping on edge.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I don't
As
think
many
they
guys as they have in the
What
room.
about cornerback?
Hey,
Well,
I think
Cone,
cornerback and wide
Elijah
receiver are the
Harvey.
places that we double dip the most.
Ooh, O'Donnell Fortune.
yeah, we haven't picked him yet either.
Well,
Go to
Donald
all
rules.
rankings, see who's available real quick.
Well,
Just make sure we're
Donald
not
rules.
missing someone that we really like.
Who?
Go to all rankings.
Dylan Gabriel.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Quinn Ewers.
Slow down a bit. Slow down.
Cantor.
Luke Kandra.
Tell me what to do.
No, I like the corner. I do think we could
O'Donnell
double dip
Fortune?
there. Yeah.
Kyle McCord.
Now that's a late round flyer quarterback I would
Oh,
take.
yeah.
Kobe King.
Good name. Real good name.
I like O'Donnell Fortune.
Okay.
Let's take O'Donnell.
Is he big too, or is he more of a? I guess I don't recall him much.
Was it? I remember looking at him. I don't remember his size or anything.
6'1", 185.
Size. Oh,
He's a little age to it.
short, but,
Yeah, he needs.
I mean, you're in the
10
fifth
pounds of weight,
round.
but
All right. Cool.
not a great run defender, but great coverage. 12 missed tackles is a little high.
Golly.
That's. I mean, I get it, but like for me, we have so much in the secondary that can help clean that up. We need someone that can cover somebody.
Cover. Yeah.
I mean, also,
And he's good in man and zone.
yeah. Okay. So we got rid of a corner who doesn't tackle for a
Hey,
corner.
what? You earned an award, bro.
Don't tell us what to do.
Oh,
B minus.
Yeah.
they gave us a
Awards
B
earned,
minus.
probably our
for
second.
Collins?
Probably our
They
second.
can have my
Yeah. Here, the award. You're in the bottom 30%.
I don't even know. It doesn't even tell you what the award is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Probably a handshake because we made a trade.
Oh yeah.
That probably is it. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that draft. 2 corners, a wide receiver, a D line, and an edge. We didn't get any offensive linemen, but the Packers can still draft that late.
Dude, if you can move back 6 picks and get Shamar Stewart still, that would be elite.
That would be a
Yeah, we drafted these 2 guys ahead of their ADP
Yeah.
or
'Cause we
rank,
liked it.
so that's why.
Just like the Packers will do.
Yeah.
And
everyone.
we drafted Alfred Collins because we like him and because we didn't feel the need to reach on Kyle Williams, who would have been a better need.
Well, he
because
does
of
fill.
that positional need.
Alfred Collins kind of fills a need, in my opinion.
Yeah, for whatever reason, PFF doesn't have interior defensive line as a need for us.
Which is weird because we lost TJ Slayton and we're already not in a great position last year.
Yeah.
All right, good
All right,
stuff.
I like
guys.
this one too.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, there you have it. That's 6 mock drafts plus a full first round mock draft. I'll work on getting these put into some graphics and posted, and we'll let the people kind of sort them out. And as the draft happens on Thursday, while Jake, Simon, and Bryant are in attendance, I will keep track of our first round that we did and see how many we get right, see how many we get close. And just want to remind everybody now that we're wrapping up our draft prep, we'll probably come back either next week or the following week and review the picks. And just want to remind people the reason that we do these isn't to try to get picks right. It helps us learn the league better. It helps us be prepared for the people that the Packers do pick because we've researched them. And it also helps us know the league as a whole better because we've researched all these players, even though they're going to end up on other teams. And I think it does give us a better sense of the league as a whole. And that is the main reason why we do it. So we appreciate everybody that's tuned in over the last 6 weeks. Again, like Bryant said, if you're going to be at the draft, shoot us a message. I'll make sure if I'm the one that sees it, I'll pass it on to Jake, Simon, and Bryant, who will be there all 3 days. I will be there just Friday. So if you're interested in seeing the 3 of them, they will be there all 3 days. I will be there just Friday. Other than that, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in over the last 6 weeks. And we will maybe see you guys this weekend, and we will talk soon.
Go Pack, go.
Tedero McMillan.